Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're going to do the June 2025 Air Signs Psychic Medium Astrological reading. So you need to know that they're really not in alignment, and they really have to do a cutout. And when they do a cutout, it's really going to be a sure put out, but it really is nothing to flow through. And I'm seeing something from the east. It won't flow through from the east. It really is going to come in from the west, but then it's going to come down from the north, and then all of a sudden there's like a line from the east. And when it's really odd when you're trying to do a draw out, that you can't even see it, it's really hard pressed. And when it's hard pressed for air signs, it is a no go. It's a no go to. No go to. Don't even do it whatsoever. But when you actually see it on a through, you can't even do. You can't even do. So I see the trees, and I see the way that like everything is blooming and blossoming, to where it's like pollen and pollination, and it really feels like a sting from air signs, but it really isn't. And it's just like a nasty like flow through at first. It's not what they're wishing for. It really is nothing of like getting together again. It's still something with fire signs, like they cannot be together. And you actually look at elemental, and it has to do with copper, it has to do with like manganese, it has to do with also like phosphorus, it has to do with their chemistry. They're like highly imbalanced mentally, emotionally, and physically. And when you look at it through and through to the highest point, it really is not sitting well as far as masculine energy. And when I see it, it really has a hard time with that you can't even like understand how it will come through as monetary balance. It just is like a trickle in, just normal trickle in. When I look at it to the highest awe, that you can't even believe it, that you can't even see it coming whatsoever. It really is a crossroads to a crosshairs. So I see there's move ons. It's easy for them to do a move on. But when I look at it and I see the Four of Swords, it really is in like a reverse. It's unrest. But it really becomes a victory around the 19th. And I'm seeing like, how is this Juneteenth? How is this Juneteenth? This is actually like chaotic for all air signs. So when I see the Five of Swords in reverse, you can't even like tickle about it, but you go so slow that you can't even believe how hard it is. How hard it is. Balance. It's all about balance, all forms of meaning. And it's not to be seen. When I see this, the moon, and three major arcana like that, it is solidified. Solidified. The Nine of Wands, it will come in a little harder and faster around the 25th. Because of this Ace of Wands, all of a sudden, because fire signs combusted and air heard it, caught it, and like revved it up, you won't believe how the signs actually come through. When it comes to actually like astrological, it really is Cassiopeia that's really driving the horse hard and through and down. So when I see it and I see Nine of Pentacles in reverse, you can't even go through it. They're like almost to the point there's no prudency. So you don't run with it. It is a new venture. It is a new beginning. It's the Fool card, and you couldn't even believe it. You couldn't even believe how it like people got through. But really, it was this Queen of Cups. This Queen of Cups in reverse. It really had like no intuitive measure. It was so like foregone and foreseen that like you have no money. It's like no money. And you see it, and you see the Six of Swords. It will flow through to almost a type of like a move on out, a move on way, a move on of like, let's get past this. And then all of a sudden it goes, keep going, keep going, keep going, to where people have their just like their typical sayings like gotcha and I'll get that and then catch up and don't worry, it'll be fine or move on. Like I said, it will cause like a type of turbulent end force with the way that it kicks up. But when I see it, I go, you can't even believe it. This Knight of Cups in reverse. It all of a sudden goes, nope, on the table, D1E. When you see it and you go, the world in reverse, you can't even believe it, how hard it was to prove everything. That's how air signs are. So let's actually look at astrological. Because of the way that May is, and Taurus is highly kicked up with Gemini, and it really is coming full forward with Sagittarius, that Libra can't get anything done. So when you see Aquarius and then, Scorpio wants to do something with Pisces, you can't do the two waters together. You cannot. So when you see it and you say, really, is that a luck? Why you can't do two waters together, but flow through two harder? It's kind of odd. But when you see it and you actually go through, this Page of Wands sits well and pretty, where you can't even do it hard enough. It's so hard to prove it, and that's what you hear. So let's go to another deck, because all of a sudden they can't even, and that is the way that air signs can be. It seems flighty, but it's not. They'll catch it. All right, Literary Witches Oracle. This is the one that actually gets like a knock on the door. And you can't even believe it. Senses, like you sense it. It feels odd. And you can't even believe how strong it comes through. And then it goes devotion. It'll go to something like, when I see this doll, it is like senses, like remembrance, and then togetherness, and then perspective, and then about loss, and then about justice. And then you see it and you sitting well with this pond, and it has to do with noose to the book. It's something of like old, like King Tut time, of where sitting and waiting and watching the actual like position of the day, how everyone goes back to the zodiacs, to the astrological readings, to where the natal charts are right now in May. You hear it as we see in like this past tense. It is hard. It is hard. You can't actually go through because they're haywire. I feel there's like a huge alignment happening. So when they actually become air signs aligned, like fire signs can't even do it. Fire signs cannot even do it. Earth is like so too solid round, to where water is just like too soft. You can't see it. You can't see it. It is like when I hear a cutaway. I hear a cutaway. And that's all you need to know. So when I see spiders, it really is like this coming out and this draw out that you can't even be it to be it known. So with that being said, it is just stick to your normal habit. June is, it's like a known month coming in after haywire of like seeing things come through, to where July almost will become a little too solid for many people. So with that being said, any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share, an email. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll talk to you soon.